So we are having Alvin Ashcraft with us today, and you just had a talk about desktop the Maui development at some point.
Yep,
and
Maui.
This is actually my question, because there are so many right now frameworks for the desktop development.
Yes.
And I'm mostly a API developer, Blazor developer,
Okay.
and I know just a little about the desktop development, and I stopped probably with the WPF. So what would be your choice right now for a new projects when it comes for the desktop development?
So my choice, if it had all the features that I needed, would be WinUI. It's still getting new features with every release, but they're releasing quickly. And but as long as that's got everything I need, it's great performance on there. It looks great. It looks like Windows 11, so you don't have the WPF. Still looks a little bit older, even though they're doing some modernization. But yeah, I'd go WinUI today.
Okay, so but WinUI is not that hyped right now. I have a feeling. Yeah. So but we have WPF, we have WinUI. Yeah. We actually still have WinForms, which are still evolving for some reason.
Yeah. That's dark mode in WinForms.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got the Maui. So do you think, and we've got Uno or Avalonia. Do you think this still be all of them will be developed, or will just Microsoft need to kill some of the projects?
So they all kind of fit different niches. So if you need to go cross-platform, you wouldn't pick WinUI or WinForms. You'd go Maui or Uno. But if you need to go just native, WinForms is great if you have to develop something really quick. You don't care really what it looks like. You just want to drag and drop and get it out there. WPF and WinUI are both great for better-looking apps. And WPF is still really the biggest kind of enterprise app. It's the best for multi-window, complex applications. WinUI has better multi-window support now, but it's really not as rich as WPF in that manner.
Okay, that's pretty interesting, and I'll a little bit stick to the Maui because also we right now that's May for the recording, and we just get the information from Microsoft that they are laying off a lot of engineers, and I heard that a great bunch of engineers from Maui development, the product group, was laid off. Do you think it's kind of the signal from Microsoft about the Maui future?
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't heard myself who was laid off, but if they are laying off in that department, it could either be that they're scaling back. Maybe they feel like they've gotten to a good feature complete point where they're just going to do some maintenance, or it could be that they're planning to rehire somewhere else. Maybe they're laying off in one part of the world and hiring in another part later. Maybe they plan on building up a big team somewhere.
Okay, so it's not yet decided.
Yeah,
most likely it's something on the higher level that we don't see. But you still think that Maui will be with us?
I think so. It seems to be still marketing, still pushing Maui quite a bit. It is Microsoft's really only cross-platform option at this point. The rest are all third parties.
Okay, and how does the Blazor Hybrid fit in? I'm pretty interested in this because actually I would like to at some point to create some kind of the mobile application, and I don't know and I don't want to learn that much of the let's say native style of creating, but I have a feeling that Blazor Hybrid was thrown over there not really in a manner that should have been, because it's still using WebView, if I'm correct?
It is, yeah. So it's using the web view to host it within either WPF or Maui or WinForms even.
So that's just, we are just getting a feeling that that we can create a desktop application, but in fact we are just creating the web application. What are the drawbacks of this?
So the drawbacks are really the interop drawbacks. So I've worked in the past on, I had a Xamarin app where I had Angular inside of WebView, and there were a lot of issues with accessibility. So keyboard shortcuts didn't always go where we wanted them to go. Jumping between the layers, where we didn't have the whole screen be the web app. We were part of the screen, so tabbing between the different layers between web and native can be tricky.
So still, if we'll need a real feel of the native application, we should still learn how to create the WinUI or actually at least Maui to have the proper vision of this, right?
Or if you are, web development teams, there's also React Native. All the Office apps are React, so they can build for Mac and Windows in React, and it looks pretty native.
Yeah, I was actually hoping that at some point they will change the Blazor Hybrid into, I don't know, some kind of transformation or during the building that it will transform like with the Blazor ahead of time, right? Compilation. So it compiles into the WebAssembly itself. So I was hoping at some point that they will find a way that during the build of the Blazor application, it will transform into the native application, but probably that won't happen, right?
Yeah, I don't see that happening, but that would be interesting to make it become native and not have that layer of interop.
Yeah, exactly. So at the very end, what do you think in general about desktop applications? Because I'm getting a feeling that it's going into really smaller niche that web applications are throwing away the desktop applications.
Yeah, it does feel that way. That there's still a lot of big enterprises that have desktop apps that they want to have the security of everything being contained on the desktop. But yeah, it does feel like web is taking over.
Yeah, exactly. And in most cases, I have a feeling that we've got. Most of the desktop applications are probably legacy applications already that were created some years ago, and no one wants to touch this because they are working and they are doing their job. Mm-hmm. So there is no real sense of rewriting this into Maui. There is no real sense of rewriting this into web applications. So do you think it's worth still to get into the desktop applications or native applications like for the mobiles?
It depends on your use case. If you're in one of these big organizations that seems like they're going to stay desktop for a long time, you might want to go some new apps there. But you can go a hybrid approach too, where I worked in a company where we had a big WPF and C++ kind of combo app, and we started building Angular dialogues into it. So we did interop with Angular, so we could build all the new features in web, but still use these desktop apps.
Yeah, just for example, as a bug office something, right, and still a core system for that is just working.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much, Alvin.
All right,
it was really nice to having you over here, and enjoy the conference.
Thank you. It's been great.
Yeah. Thank you.